Have you ever wondered about the origins of one of the world's oldest religions, Buddhism? It's a tale that takes us back to the fertile plains of ancient India, somewhere between the 6th and 4th centuries BCE. This was a time when spiritual awakening was stirring in the hearts of many, and among them was a prince named Siddhartha Gautama. Born into the royal family of the Shakya clan, Siddhartha's life was one of luxury and privilege. Yet, beneath the surface of his gilded existence, a profound question began to take root. What is the true nature of life and suffering? This inquiry became so overwhelming that Siddhartha decided to renounce his royal life, including his wife and newborn son, to embark on a quest for spiritual enlightenment. With the determination of a seeker, he pursued ascetic practices, hoping to find the answers in extreme self-denial. He starved himself, meditated incessantly, and lived the life of a hermit. But even this did not bring the peace he sought. Siddhartha soon realized that neither extreme indulgence nor extreme denial was the answer. It was then that he discovered the middle way, a path of moderation between the extremes. While meditating under a Bodhi tree, a profound spiritual awakening occurred. Siddhartha attained the highest level of enlightenment, a state of profound understanding that liberated him from all earthly suffering. From this moment, Siddhartha was no longer just a prince or a seeker. He became the Buddha, the Enlightened One. His teachings, centered on the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, became the foundation of Buddhism. They offered a practical guide to living a life that could lead to the end of suffering, a life of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. So it was from the noble quest of one man that Buddhism was born. The Buddha's journey, from a sheltered prince to an enlightened teacher, remains one of the most inspiring stories of human transformation. His teachings continue to guide and inspire millions around the world, making Buddhism more than just a religion. It's a way of life, a philosophy, and a spiritual path that continues to illuminate the world. Buddhism is not just a religion, it's a path to spiritual enlightenment. But what does this path involve? Let's delve into this. At the core of Buddhism are the Four Noble Truths. They serve as a compass, pointing the way towards enlightenment. The first truth is dukkha, often translated as suffering or dissatisfaction. It signifies that life in its essence is filled with impermanence and unsatisfactoriness. The second truth is the cause of dukkha, called samudaya. This refers to our cravings and attachments. It is our desire for pleasure, aversion to pain, and ignorance of the true nature of reality that binds us to the cycle of suffering. The third truth, nirodha, is the cessation of dukkha. It suggests that it's possible to liberate ourselves from suffering by extinguishing our cravings and attachments. The fourth and final truth is magga, the path leading to the cessation of dukkha. This brings us to the Eightfold Path, a practical guide to ethical and mindful living that leads to enlightenment. The Eightfold Path is divided into three essential elements: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Wisdom includes right understanding and right thought. It requires a deep understanding of the Four Noble Truths and a commitment to cultivate thoughts of love and non-violence. Ethical conduct comprises right speech, right action, and right livelihood. This means speaking truthfully, behaving peacefully, and earning a living in a way that doesn't harm others. Mental discipline involves right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. This encourages us to make a conscious effort to improve, to be mindful of our thoughts and actions, and to develop deep concentration. These teachings emphasize the impermanence of life and the need to let go of attachments. They call us to live mindfully, to act ethically, and to cultivate wisdom and compassion. The path to enlightenment, then, is a journey of understanding and letting go. It's a journey we all can embark on to find peace within ourselves and in the world around us. From its humble beginnings in ancient India, how did Buddhism spread across the world? The spread of Buddhism is a fascinating story, one that began with the efforts of a single man, Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as Buddha, or the Enlightened One. It was his teachings that formed the basis of Buddhism. However, it was the tireless efforts of his followers, the Buddhist monks, and the patronage of the Mauryan king Ashoka that helped Buddhism spread its roots far and wide. King Ashoka, who ruled over most of the Indian subcontinent in the 3rd century BCE, played a pivotal role in the propagation of Buddhism. After witnessing the horrors of war, Ashoka devoted himself to the path of peace, as outlined by Buddhism. He erected pillars inscribed with Buddhist teachings throughout his kingdom, built stupas or shrines, and sent out emissaries to spread the teachings of the Buddha. One of the most significant of these emissaries was his own son, Mahinda, who brought Buddhism to the island of Sri Lanka. This marked the beginning of Theravada Buddhism, which emphasizes individual enlightenment and is the dominant form of Buddhism in countries like Sri Lanka, Burma, and Thailand today. As Buddhism spread to different regions, it adapted to local cultures and traditions, leading to the creation of different Buddhist sects. In the 1st century CE, as Buddhism made its way to China along the Silk Road, Mahayana Buddhism emerged. This form of Buddhism focuses more on the Bodhisattva ideal, the aspiration to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings, and is prevalent in East Asia, including China, Japan, and Korea. Further north, in the mountainous regions of Tibet, yet another form of Buddhism took root, known as Vajrayana. This branch of Buddhism incorporates rituals and meditation practices that are believed to lead to a rapid path to enlightenment. Thus, Buddhism, from a small community of monks, grew to become a global religion. Its teachings of peace, compassion, and enlightenment continue to resonate with millions around the world, making it one of the major religions today. Buddhism has left an indelible mark on societies around the world, but what exactly are these contributions? Delving into the world of art, the influence of Buddhism is unmistakable. The religion's emphasis on meditation and introspection has given birth to a unique aesthetic that celebrates simplicity and tranquility. Buddhist art, with its serene Buddha statues and intricate mandalas, has inspired countless artists and continues to captivate audiences to this day. In the realm of literature, Buddhism's rich history and profound teachings have provided a wealth of material. From ancient Jataka tales illustrating moral principles to modern works of fiction and poetry influenced by Buddhist philosophy, the religion's impact on literature is vast and varied. But perhaps the most profound contribution of Buddhism lies in its philosophy. The teachings of Buddha, with their emphasis on compassion, mindfulness, and the impermanence of all things, have deeply influenced philosophical thought across the globe. These principles have provided a counterpoint to the often materialistic and competitive ethos of modern societies, encouraging a more mindful and compassionate way of life. Buddhism has also made significant contributions to social thought. The religion's focus on equality and the alleviation of suffering resonates with many modern social movements. Buddhist principles have been used to advocate for social justice, environmental sustainability, and peace, demonstrating the religion's enduring relevance in addressing societal issues. In the sphere of mental health, Buddhism's emphasis on mindfulness and meditation has been integrated into modern therapeutic techniques. Practices such as mindfulness-based cognitive therapy have drawn heavily from Buddhism, providing effective tools for managing stress, anxiety, and depression. In conclusion, Buddhism's influence extends far beyond the confines of religious practice. Its contributions to art, literature, philosophy, social thought, and mental health have left a lasting legacy, shaping societies and cultures around the world. Buddhism, therefore, has contributed significantly not just to individual spiritual growth, but to societal development as a whole. Buddhism, a religion that started with one man's quest for truth, has become a spiritual guide for millions around the world. We've journeyed together through the fascinating birth of Buddhism, retracing the footsteps of Siddhartha Gautama, who transformed from a sheltered prince to the enlightened Buddha. His momentous enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, where he unveiled the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, marked a pivotal point in human spiritual history. We then followed Buddhism as it spread, like a lotus flower blooming across a serene pond. From the heartland of India, Buddhism extended its reach to Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, China, Japan, and eventually the entire globe. Its growth was not just geographical, but also philosophical. Buddhism's ability to adapt and integrate into diverse cultures is a testament to its universal appeal and the timeless wisdom of its teachings. We also delved into Buddhism's remarkable contributions to society, which are as varied as they are profound. Buddhism gifted us with an ethical framework that encourages compassion, self-discipline, and mindfulness. It fostered advancements in education, promoting literacy and critical thinking. In the realm of art and architecture, Buddhism birthed stunning creations, from intricate mandalas to towering stupas. At its core, Buddhism has championed peace, understanding, and mutual respect, values that are more crucial than ever in our interconnected world. In essence, Buddhism is not merely a religion. It's a way of life, a philosophy that encourages us to look inward, to question, to strive for enlightenment, and to live in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. It teaches us that suffering is a part of life, but it also provides us with the tools to overcome it and find true happiness. And while Buddhism may have begun over 2 millennia ago, its teachings continue to resonate in our modern world, guiding us towards a path of wisdom, moral virtue, and mindfulness.